Hello, my name is Abe. Welcome back to Enter the Gungeon. Convict run. I'll do a convict run. You know why I'm going to do a convict run? Because I was sick, and, you know, this is my soup. This is my chicken soup, doing a convict run. Also, I guess it does make sense that I will not be able to roll BCDD20T on the wheel, because I did remove it from the wheel, because I hate BCDD20T as the most annoying game mode in Enter the Gungeon possible. Oh well, that's fine. Do boss rush. I know that Convict is a great boss rush speedrunning character because you just take damage and you deal literally double damage without a damage cap because you're in boss rush, but I don't like boss rush. I much prefer to actually have the room combats, the enemies, the strategy of what are you taking on your run, what are you using in what situations. I like that kind of stuff, and I like the vanilla Gungeon experience. He says playing with Mod the Gungeon enabled, you know what I mean. You know exactly what I mean, damn it. Hey. Hold on. Hey, Jackman, thank you for the cheer. Let's hope for a clone run. Oh, I mean, see, here's the thing. When I play a run of Gungeon, if the game gives me an item, I'll use it. You know, if I play Paradox and I start with Casey, I'll use it. If I play a random run and the game gives me a clone, I'm gonna use it. If I break a green chest and the game gives me finished gun, I'm not going to use that. I am probably just going to sell it or drop it and just let the rat take it away. But I mean, if you ignore those particular situations, if the game gives it to me, I'm going to use it. You know, we use it with a little bit red bandana. Okay, you know, maybe if the game gives me red bandana, I will pick it up and immediately drop it so that the game doesn't give it to me run after run after run. With those exceptions out of the way, whatever the game gives me, I use. Guaranteed. I make no excuses for the red bandana, though, aka bloodied scarf. It is actually hot trash. It is the worst item in the entire game, I feel. Hey, Moobler, welcome. I guess you were finally called in. You were finally Beetlejuiced into existence. What? I don't know how I actually took damage there, because I wasn't close enough to the book to take damage, but I guess I accidentally walked into him. Oh well. Secret room at the top in the mustache room. Hold on, I have to look at this room. I think I know which room you're talking about in mustache room. Or I think I'd be able to figure it out from the mini-map. What the hell is in mustache room? I thought, because there is a room that you can get on Chamber 1 that looks like a mustache. I guess you probably just mean shopkeeper room. I don't think it's there, but I suppose it could be. What is this? Ah, it's just a combat room. I mean, I guess we'll go over and do it. Well, Moobler, if you're playing Rocket League, I hope you're at least winning. It's the only thing I ask. Moobler is such a good friend. He's always in chat, even if he's not talking, just so that I can get like one more person in my chat list to make it seem more impressive than it actually is. He's such a good friend. It's not there. Is that a wall mimic? Nope. In the mustache room, not Bellows, but the sideways one with a smiley. Sideways one with a smile. This one? The room right above Ogmo? North side? Did you see a crack? Oh no, you saw this. That's what you saw, huh? Yeah, I know, it's not gonna be there. I don't even think it can be here. I think it has to be on one of the sides in this room. It could be up left of this room. You know, probably could be up here. Could be up here, could be right here, and then it could be in the exit elevator. So I'm just gonna keep going and we'll check out exit elevator as our next option, I think. You still can't really buy anything because we need the ability to get keys. Wow, all right. First of all, dumb move on my part to just kind of like stand there when I hit the enemies or when I actually started shooting them. But also, could I have a run today that is not Smiley and Shades, please? My two most frequently fought first floor bosses that I hate. While I do like the Convict, other characters are better at dealing damage at range, which you do need to do for this guy. She's not as bad as the pilot is at dealing damage at range, but she could be better at it. In fact, her starting pistol does have better range than the Hunter's starting pistol, but the Hunter does have the crossbow. So, you know. This guy just like constantly moves in and out of range, which makes the sawed-off not efficient to use. Not what's the word I'm looking for here? Not consistent to use. We did get the shotgun full of love though, which is great. And we did get a key, which is also great because it means, oh, we got 2 chests. A scope, which makes the shotgun better, and another bullet passive, hot lead. If only this was the last run, we could have had another bullet passive on top of everything. That's a good secret room, that's a good boss arena, or boss fight rather. I like it. I like it. I'm also gonna open up the brown chest. The only reason I did this was because I wanted to see if we could actually get a key out of the brown chest. However, Phoenix up, probably, I mean, this would have been better because it would have been a passive active, but you don't know that in hindsight. I was hoping we could just get a key and open them both. I went for the riskier play. It didn't pay off too badly though. Phoenix up is not horrible. Would I have preferred to get the, where's my Phoenix friend? There he is. Would I have preferred to have just gotten a passive of blue level or an active of blue level? Well, yes, but oh well. Oh well. Worst boss, strongest boss, Convict is the only good character. Excuse me. Why do you get S and S, Smiley and Shades so much? It's a meme at this point basically for me. It's the confirmation bias of getting Smileys and Shades though, because whenever you get them, you're like, damn it, we got them again. The game is unfair. The RNG is broken. I hate these guys. You know. You notice it whenever you get it. You don't notice it whenever you don't count the instances when you don't get them. Hot lead is actually kind of nice here because it means that I can set enemies on fire without being point blank using Phoenix. Speaking of, Phoenix is not a very bad early game weapon. You're never going to want to use this unless you have the synergy that makes fire appear on the ground. You're never really going to want to use this in the late game. You know, chapter 5 onwards, chapter 4, chapter 3 even, really. But for this floor, for the next floor, this is okay. This is acceptable. It has very good accuracy. Not the best damage, but, you know, it's still comparable to your starting pistol. And lighting enemies on fire is somewhat efficient at letting your ammo be used a little bit longer than otherwise it would be able to be used. Now, I did take ammo for the sawed-off. I think the sawed-off is just a little bit more reliable, which is why I did that, but admittedly, you can do that however you want. You can take it for the Phoenix. I figure, though, that since I'm going to be using the Phoenix primarily, if we get another ammo drop, we'll take that one for the Phoenix, and then everything's going to be full. I'm just kind of playing the odds a little bit with it. A little bit. Trigger Twins are annoying as hell, but Gull on normal is annoying as well because of the bullet speed. To an extent, that's correct, because on non-turbo mode, you have to move around the Gatling Gull before his bullets can hit you. But on turbo mode, because you're moving faster, it's a little bit easier to move around Gatling Gull, I feel, but I would still rather fight Gatling Gull on normal than Trigger Twins on turbo. Thing that you gotta remember about Gatling Gull is that it's hard to keep your distance from him, but ideally you want to. And there's only one of him as opposed to the two Trigger Twins, which I think does put the difficulty in their favor just enough. Just enough to make them the more annoying boss enemy. Is that a freaking jammed enemy? No. I don't know why. I thought that was a jammed enemy from the red laser pointer. If it's not red, what color will the laser pointer be, Abe? That's a very good question. I don't know. Green? I'm thinking I have poison immunity. That was last run. So we do have that scope, which even though we're not using... Almost got knocked in the pit. Even though we're not using the shotgun full of love, and I primarily thought to myself, ooh, it's good for the shotgun full of love. It will be good for sawed-off when we need to use it. You know, you might as well use the sawed-off with a little bit more accuracy whenever you can. Let's talk for a minute about what I just did there, because I feel like we could have a little bit of an aside. Hey, why did you throw that Molotov off into the corner here instead of directly behind you or in front of you? Well, there is a reason for that. I felt that the most dangerous thing in a room like this is not the enemies that chase you down behind you, that follow you as you move. It's the enemies that kind of cut in front of you a little bit. It's the enemies that are fast enough on the inside track that while you're fighting the enemies behind you, they're gonna shoot you from in front. So I kind of felt like, why not fire my Molotov off to the side a little bit and get the enemies that are gonna try to like cut in here a little bit. It's because I can just kind of like come up here. They're gonna chase me. If I want, I can stop here if I need to. I can move forward, and then they're gonna burn to death. You know, if there's an enemy kind of coming up from up here, he's gonna walk into the fire, maybe die before I have to go around the other side of the pillar. I'm just kind of playing my odds a little bit, but freaking most of the time when I take damage on that room, it's because of an enemy that's in front of me. So I felt like I needed to kind of toss that Molotov in front of me and not behind me a little bit. Even though it was more behind me, it still gives me the ability to pull enemies in front of me into it. You know, to give myself a little bit more of an offensive punch while also being defensive. You know, just trying to play both sides, the offense and the defense. The most strategically best place for that Molotov, I think. You know, minor plays like that, they can matter in the long run in a Gungeon run or in your Gungeon career. When people say, how do they get better at Gungeon? You gotta start thinking about things like that. You gotta start thinking about your active items, where you're placing the active items, what guns you're using on the rooms. I mean, I'm just using Phoenix, but you know, you gotta think about that kind of stuff. Like, this is a very obvious place for the Molotov, right at the corner there. All the enemies will walk into it. And you gotta think about the strategery of everything that you're doing in this lovely, lovely little game here. What guns are you using? What actives are you using? Are you gonna use them? Are you gonna use them defensively or offensively? Can you do both? Just gotta think about it and do it. That's it. That's it. I don't know what I'm talking about. Let's fight the boss. I'll use shotgun. We got enough ammo. I say we have enough ammo, but we're gonna use like half of it killing this guy, which is kind of unfortunate. I'd rather not, but I mean, I suppose we don't have to. We could use Sawed Off. We could use Molotov a little bit. We could use Phoenix a little bit. If we get an ammo drop, we can just put it into the Phoenix, I suppose. I just want to make sure I'm saving enough ammo that we can use the shotgun full of love to kill the boss on the next floor, as well as any tough, annoying enemies that we would like to take care of, like lead maidens or something if we got the old crest. Excuse me. There we go, mute button is working again. I turned my head and coughed and it still wasn't muted. Lovely. Alright, should not have done that. That was dumb. Should save our blanks for the blank shrine. Happens every time. I will use one key to get light gun. Would have probably preferred a passive active at random. Light gun's alright, but it's nothing to be too excited about. Our blank gave us some junk, which is not meaningless, but not that worthwhile. We've already bought the key, so we cannot open anything else. We're just gonna break this chest. Are we going to gun munch? We could gun munch. We could gun munch light gun and hegemony rifle. Hegemony rifle, I believe, is green level, but I'd rather just have 2 green level guns as opposed to munch them, because they're both okay weapons. So we're just gonna grab the old crest and get the hell out of here. Not an amazing run so far. Still pretty decent. Haven't taken any damage, but not an amazing run. Okay. Gale guy, hello, welcome. How you doing? And Apache Thunder is correct on Blexmer's and Jackman. They had little questions about the shrine. Yeah, only real blanks work on that blank shrine. Can't use anything else. Okay. Let's do this. Is clone a banned item in Twitch integration runs? I haven't done one of those runs in a long time. It wouldn't be. But the thing is, it would always be up to the streamer whether or not they want to use it or not. Well, unless they die, you know, unless they actually straight up die. Not doing that much damage, but it's okay. Just want to kind of use the worst guns that I have for the moment. You know, so, oh lord! As soon as we run out of ammo for these guns, we'll switch over to like the you know, the Gemini rifle light gun. I will definitely use the shotgun full of love for this room. You know, that's why I want to hold on to a little bit of extra ammo for that gun. Don't use it all on your boss fights if you can avoid it. It's nice to be able to just, you know, frickin' murder an enemy. Or two, who are really annoying and hard to kill. Out of ammo in that. Ah, didn't get the charming. I think if I got the charm when he was open, he wouldn't fire bullets. That might be another enemy that I'm thinking of. If you get the timing just right, I think though on the lead maidens, if you charm them, they won't actually fire projectiles, which is, you know, nice, of course. You know what? This guy can have the Molotov and his little bullets. Ideally, he would have died in the fire, but his little bullets might still fly into the fire. That was still worth using. Oh, God. Well, that was scary. Also, why did I switch between my guns? That was very silly. Let's take ammo for this, reload this. I'm gonna use a Gemini rifle for a little while. That room kind of scared me. Freaking had a dead eye, and then the sniper, but the sniper's laser got obstructed by the wall, and then I panicked, not knowing where the laser was. That was very scary. Do you ever just get a hallway on this floor and then bellow an Abby entrance? Yep, it happens. It's one of the blueprints of the floor is that you can just get bellow right off of the entrance. I like it when that happens because, you know, it's your freaking shop. Early shop is really cool. I think it's the floor that has the earliest shop in the game, which is super interesting. Well, I'm never gonna go over there, I guess. Oh, I guess I'm never going over there, I guess. Could you, like... There you go. Yeah, charm yourself and die. Question, do I get money when he does that? I'm gonna assume the answer is no. It might still be worth it. By the way, we have taken damage on this run. I did walk into a book once. You'll forgive me for not necessarily counting that at all times, because that's a very dumb way of taking damage. By walking into an enemy when you thought that their hitbox wasn't that big. Charm yourself and die. Yep. They don't drop money when they self-destruct. It's sad. Makes sense though, because other enemies that self-destruct, they do not drop money, I think, when they die. Nice shot. Bird. Bird's a word. You got a nice shot, bird, and a bird. Twitch integrated BCDD20T run. I mean, one day I would like to. Oh, I know what this is. Egg murderer. One of these days I would like to actually put in like a feature where people could vote for modifiers. But I haven't worked on modding in a long time, because I haven't been able to. but we'll see. Best light gun synergy? It is pretty good. You want very long-range ducks when you get this synergy. So let's open up the green chest, because we can. It's a shot bow. We do have an accuracy upgrade, so it's actually pretty powerful. I think that Shotgun Full of Love is going to be a little bit better, though. But we might want to use light gun for the boss, honestly. Depends on what the boss is. Dude, honestly... Oh my god! Okay, we got him. Honestly, because we can get a lot of projectiles for free, yeah, this is probably going to output a lot of damage. It's going to be able to kill the parts of the Ammoconda easily. It's going to be able to kill these guys easily. Like, look at, we destroyed multiple segments of the Ammoconda, and there are just freaking eggs everywhere. Egg murderer! I love that there's so many different synergies in this game. Let's... I mean, we've already found the secret room. Let's break the chest. No super overpowerful, infinitely key-granting item was obtained, so we will consider gun munching. And we'll pass. I actually rather like most of the weapons that we have at our disposal right now. We have a few good possible synergies in the future, but this is pretty nice. Egg murderer run. You're doing a BCDD10C run? What does that mean? If you're only talking to the dice once, then it's a BCD20T, not a D10. You die racist. all die look the same to you, is that it? You can't tell your icosahedrons from your dodecahedron? No, dodecahedrons from your icosahedrons? No, icosahedron is 12, right? Dodecahedron is 20? Am I immune to contact damage? No. I don't remember. Oh god. How am I not taking contact damage from all these enemies? I feel like I should be running into them all, but I'm not. Get out of here, frickin' blood yo dick. Blood yo dick. Oh, you've not gotten his twice? You gotta like defeat the dragon in order to unlock double mode, I think. That sounds about right. Pray you never do. That time I just didn't mute because I didn't want to. I'm a little lazy about it, okay? Hello, hello. Oof. I very much want to open that chest. There's a possibility it could be the... Ooh, hello. There's a possibility it could be... Well, now it could be a, you know, Gun Knight passive, which would be fantastic. Well, I mean, only if we get the other two. But it could be the Shotgun Full of Hate. We could dual wield, which would be a pretty nice little synergy for us. Doesn't really make things too much better, but it would still be a nice one to have. Synergies are synergies after all. Hello? Gotta love that bug. When is the foot pedal for muting? I don't have a foot pedal. That would be a great idea if I did. Right now, though, I'm kind of like wrapped up in a blanket, though, so it would be hard for me to actually make that work. I don't need to be wrapped up anymore, though, because it is a decent temperature inside. The heater kicked on a little while ago. Because we have an oil heater in this apartment. It's an old house, and it had an oil heater in it, so they just, you know, didn't do anything with it, just left it. And it's not that efficient. Try not to just run it all day, every day. We kind of just like turn it on to kind of pump the temperature up, and then turn it off again. It's probably not that efficient to be doing that, but look, it's what we do. Ah! A free chest that has a lock. It's locked. I do like the knockback from Phoenix. The only thing is, it's dangerous, man. It's dangerous. You could accidentally have your familiar knock an enemy into you, and that would be very freaking deadly and dumb and stupid. Go to your local Joann's and get a sewing machine and return it, but not the pedal. How am I gonna get a sewing machine home on my bike? This is a nice big electric sewing machine. There's a Joann's pretty close to where I live. I could go to Joann's and get a foot pedal. I need something better. Don't be afraid in Gungeon to get your boss-killing gun out for a tough room. Oh, this room's got like 6 bulletkins. Oh, this room's got 3 enemies in it. Oh, this room has like 8 bulletkins and 4 priests. And if you don't kill them fast enough, then all the priests fire like after like 10 seconds, and then you gotta dodge all of those shots coming in and the other enemies. You know, don't be afraid to pull your big guns out to deal with those types of situations. It makes your life much easier. That's what the guns are there for. You know what I'm realizing now? It took me a while to realize it. Part of the reason why Hegemony Rifle is so good is because I have the scope. I was actually just thinking that right now in that room. I'm like, why is the Hegemony Rifle feeling so good right now? It's because we have the scope. Because we have the scope, it has much better accuracy right now. I don't know why it took me that long to realize it, but there you go. Glacier. Not that bad. Actually, with the Shadow Clone decoy here, we might be able to do enough damage with Glacier that we're happy with the damage output, and we can even, you know, super slow down this guy and be fine with it. We'll try it. Of course, Egg Murderer is also a good idea as well. Part of the thing against the priest here is that it's hard to do enough damage with Glacier to make it super worthwhile, but having multiple Glaciers makes it much easier to actually get that damage out there. And for the time being, while he is, you know, not immune to the frost, let's go ahead and use it. He's now immune to the frost. Shit! I mean, that's the second damage we took on the run, but, you know, you can understand that I'm annoyed at taking the damage because I thought that I had that dodge. I was off slightly, but that was enough. Anyways, we got him. Oh, so close! Feels like it's been so long since a no-hit run has been obtained and achieved. Victory achieved. No-hit run achieved. We're also out of keys. Please, give me some keys, game. I know I could have saved the key for the Sinner Grace chest, but I wanted to open up the red chest. It's a red chest, you know. Well, I guess I'm gonna fucking blow it up, I guess. I also do have that blank remaining. Should have probably used it when we got hit when we did, but I really thought I had the dodge, you know. I thought we were okay. It's not old priest. Old priest, young priest, new priest, blue priest. There you go. Actually, it's old priest, new priest, borrowed priest, blue priest. Anyways, let's get the hell out of here. It's a little disappointing that we couldn't flawless that, but oh well. It happens. I'm okay with this. Partial ammo for everything. You know, even if we're not taking it for the best gun is fine. And we're taking it for the gun that we're going to be using for the floor anyways. Well, that's annoying. Got him, though. Now I'm doing that thing where I'm thinking back on the fight, and I'm like, I understand, you know, how I took that hit. Because the angle of my dodge when he did that that particular attack was a little bit off. But it's so hard to account for the little variations in his circle bullet attack. Sometimes dodges that you think will work don't. It's gotta get better. It's gotta learn the nuances. Okay, that was annoying. So that is a definite there goes the no-hit run moment. Really what I should be just using is just a better gun. There's nothing wrong with the hegemony rifle, but you know, we have better alternatives that we could probably be using right about now. Even the AK might just straight up be better because it is significantly more accurate. Which is to say not the hegemony rifle is that bad right now because of our accuracy increase, but not having to worry about the range issue with it as well would be very nice. But you know, I'm not taking damage, I think, because these enemies are away from me. I'm just taking damage because I'm just missing a couple of dodges here and there. It's frickin' Gungeon. Shit happens. But I got that in the back of my head. It's like, when was the last time we no-hitted? No-hitted. I want to do it again, man. We love you even if you're not perfect. Aww. You say that now. Okay, that's a pretty good little corridor there. We have access to a lot of money. We have access to plus damage, which we've already taken. That's pretty sweet. I got to admit, I'm happy with that. Happy with the outcome of that little hallway. It's a good run, though. I'm not going to complain about a good run at Gungeon, even if I'm the one making a couple of mistakes here and there. It's not as thematic as the last run, at least not yet, though. You know, last run it felt like we had every single bullet passive that gave us damage known to man. This run, it's kind of like we're still trying to find the heart of the run a little bit here. Although now that we have a couple of pieces of the Gun Knight set and Shadow Clone, you know, I'm hoping we have a couple of options available to us as far as a run theme goes. Okay, there's our Sinner Grace chest. We get Cat Claw, which is really good because whenever you take damage, you explode. Yeah, whenever you take damage, you explode as though you have a ring of triggers using whatever your currently equipped gun is. I remember having this in the past. I used this with an empty glass cannon in order to just explode damage in a 360-degree circle and just completely obliterate all bosses by getting hit like twice. It was a very fun experience to just walk up to Lich and say, "Hey, stop hitting yourself." I don't know what's gonna happen this time, but we'll see. So I do want to use Glacier, but I felt like let's get a couple of Shadow Clones out first. The slight extra damage output might make it a little bit easier to maintain having 2 or 3 Shadow Clones out. It seems to be working pretty well so far. What? I blanked and got hit. Oh my lord. I'm hating this dumb damage I'm taking, but it's all on me. But I blanked and got hit at the same time. Abe, what's the matter? You okay today? Is everything going right at home? Well, no, I was just sick for a week. My Gungeon skills are feeling pretty good though. You know, I get hit on Treadnought, do a bad dodge all the damn time. It's all good. We got a ton of HP. We got a lot of armor coming every floor. Let's go a little bit deeper. We don't have to go too much deeper though because we are going to get a cell creep on the next floor, so if we do need extra money we can just grab it. Oh, you know what? We have scope. We should absolutely be getting the sniper rifle. Next floor we should sell our speed up boots. But for now, we got the sniper rifle, which gives us a massive damage bonus whenever we spin. And we have plus 25% damage when we just fire normally because we have that damage shrine. Which does mean that I'm wondering what our current damage output with that sniper rifle is. Is it high enough that we can one-shot bosses? Probably not, but you never know. Unfortunately, the Shadow Clone doesn't help us in that endeavor. Additionally, I have a feeling that the familiar that we have, the Phoenix familiar, is actually going to be a bit of a detriment when it comes to trying to get value out of the 360 S-scope. And obviously that's just because of the fact that whenever we Oh, you think you can get me? You think you can get me? Oh. Whenever we try to do a 360 S-scope and our familiar fires, he's going to steal the damage bonus. He doesn't fire that often, which is good, but we might want to consider selling our familiar in order to prevent that from happening. Okay, I understand why that happens. Again, I hate it, but I understand it. It's one of those things where the fact that something like that stands out just goes to show you how good of a game Gungeon is, right? It's the fact that, oh damn it, when a blobulord enemy is frozen and then he dies but he isn't shattered, then the enemies that he spawns attack immediately instead of waiting for the actual corpse dying animation to finish before moving, which can result in you sometimes getting hit via contact damage, you know, half a second earlier than you expect. Like, that's what's going on there. The enemy was frozen, he died, but didn't shatter, and then the enemies that were summoned were moving instantly as opposed to waiting for the actual corpse death animation to finish. But that, as a minor bug as it is, that stands out to me, I think just goes to show you how good of a game Gungeon is, right? I mean, you know, the game's had a lot of patches since it was released, and a lot of the bigger bugs have been fixed, but you know, that's just the way I feel about it. It's telling. Of course, you know, the 1900 hours that I have in Enter the Gungeon should also paint that picture. This has been a very, like, Gungeon-heavy talk episode, hasn't it? It's been talking about the damage that we've been taking in the run we're kind of waiting on here, which is just better items at our disposal. Why are the shots from my familiar bouncing? They're not bouncing, they just look very, like, heavily red. And I don't know why, but they do look very heavily red. Dude, I'm selling the speed upgrade. You know me. Gungeon isn't a very good game. Who told? How'd you know? I think it's better than, Bumbo. 1837, not 1900. I said nearly. Should probably be using our Shadow Clone more as well, but it's one of those active items that is slightly difficult to manage in rooms with a lot of walls. There tends to be rooms with a lot of walls in here, because if you're familiar, if your clone, your shadow clone, is on the other side of a wall, they're not really doing that much because the shots are just going to hit the wall and be destroyed. Just wanted to make sure that was completely out of ammo. And then switch over to the sniper rifle, I guess. Just walk in the room and go pow, pow. When you're comparing it to Bumbo, basically everything is better. Yeah, so my familiar is definitely stealing my damage bonus. Honestly, it's okay. It's not that bad. Gungeon is terrible at conveying information, and then there's an insane oversaturation of items and guns. It's actually pretty good at conveying information. Creates a temporary second you. All the information you need is just in the freaking Ammonomicon. You know, compare that to something like Binding of Isaac, where it's like, magical farts, and you're like, okay, what does this mean? What does this do? And, you know, you spend an entire run trying to figure out what the actual item does. It's a very cool soundtrack here. It's like a little staticky, too. Ooh. I have a lot of money. How much curse do we have? We have like no curse right now. So dude, honestly, give me curse bullets. I might just buy the HP and then ignore the heck out of Big Boy. Let's also play the game. We can probably at least get a red chest easily. You know, this game is a little tricky at times. How do we get this one? This one is like this. Let's go a little lower. Isaac is a really bad game, but it's the perfect introduction to roguelikes. I wouldn't say that necessarily. I think you're wrong on both counts. I think it's a good game, and I think it's a tricky introduction to roguelikes due to the difficulty of it. But the fact that it gives you random items every run, it's pretty cool. You saw me line that shot up for so long. God damn it. Alright, you know what? She seems extremely happy. We've gotten a couple of curse. Okay. We got a lot of HP all of a sudden. And we're gonna fight the boss. Should have also bought this gun. Way before we did any purchasing. Oh well. Alien engine. Lovely. Let's go fight Wallmonger. Honestly, for Wallmonger, we probably want Shadow Clone Glacier. Being able to slow down the wall is very, very, very good. We can create a lot of Shadow Clones, and the only thing we have to remember is something that we have to remember every time we fight the Wallmonger with freezing, is make sure that you do not dodge forward on this particular attack of the Wallmonger. Excellent. Wallmonger did not even have a chance to move. Perfect. Take ammo for the AK. Pop a blank, get the hell out of here. Not gonna worry about the bonus floor. I'm gonna sell some stuff though. Why not? I like the curse that we have, but I just want a little bit of extra money. So I'm gonna get rid of the... I kind of like having like HP off the screen, honestly, so we're gonna keep that. Let's get rid of the sawed off because we don't need it anymore. Let's get rid of our familiar friends so we can use the 360 yes scope more easily. Let's get rid of Void Core. See that gun all the time. That's enough money. I just want enough money that I can buy a few things. But I want to keep the alien engine. And I want to keep it because I would like to be able to use it against the heart. The dragon's heart. A trick for frozen Wallmonger is to dodge in the corner. I'd much prefer to just like not be in front of the wall of 4 lines of bullets to come out, because depending on how much frost you've applied... Okay, there's an enemy next to me. Fucking no wonder I couldn't dodge through that freaking statue. Because if depending on how much slowness you've applied, that could be traveling very slowly or not that slowly at all. Like the spacing. So I'm just like, you know, just go to the side. That way you don't have to worry about it at all. I mean, okay, that was okay, and you are not getting affected by as much knockback as you thought, and then I fell into a pit. Alright, you know what? I don't know why I'm taking so much damage. Let's stop that, though. I guess, really, I just think I have more knockback, and I don't. And on that room, that's what happened anyways. Okay, you know... It's quite possible that I have lost all of my Gungeon skill in the past 5 minutes. I think that may be what has actually happened. Whatever, you're freaking dead. Come back for you. Yeah, enraging photo run. It's on purpose, exactly. What I should be using is freaking like Smiley's revolver as my secondary, and then if I need knockback, I actually have knockback. Because that hegemony rifle, it fires so slowly, I'm not able to apply a lot of knockback. So for instance, that Uzi bulletkin that was jammed, I wasn't able to push him away as much as I would, as quickly as I would like. Also, Will Tafty, hello, welcome, how you doing? Okay, that's got the knockback I'm craving. I hate the synergy, but it's got the knockback I love. Maybe not? I mean, I know it's no blooper, but still, how am I not able to knock back these freaking enemies? Alright, this is definitely not the knockback I'm wanting. What gun has the most knockback of everything that we have right now? Because I feel like that's what I'm missing. I'm missing a good weapon with knockback. These enemies are jammed, they're close to me, and I'm not able to push them back with guns. Our damage output is good enough, but with certain weapons, I still need the knockback to stay safe from some of these boys. I don't know, maybe we'll go back to Hegemony Carbine, AK-47. I like seeing this. I also like seeing that. That's pretty good. Dino Caden, Crying Suns is pretty decent. I'll make a let's look at of it at some point. When I stop being lazy and have a little bit more time, which will be either tomorrow or, no, it'll be tomorrow or Thursday before I stream, or Saturday at the evening, or Sunday at the evening, or Monday. That's basically the only time I have to do it. It's gonna be one of those 4 times. Crutch is the only good homing IMO. I mean, last run we had homing bullets, but we also had scatter shots, so we had a synergy with homing bullets. That made it pretty freaking sweet. Homing bullets is also homing bullets is better homing when it applies, but it doesn't apply on every shot, it only applies on some shots. Though I'm pretty sure things like luck and weapon, like ammo state, has something to do with how many... Sorry, it has something to do with how often you get that effect applied, but I don't know. I do like the crutch, though. It is nice to have a little bit of homing on every shot. Homing bullets is unreliable, but if you get it with a cool synergy like Corsair, that shot is just like right on top of the enemy until they're dead. Or if you get it with like a light gun projectile that fires a lot of eggs around, you're getting a lot of value out of those eggs. Homing lets you shoot what's closest, not what needs to die first. That's a very good point. Crutch can be a detriment if you're trying to hit a particular enemy and the game is not letting you hit that particular enemy due to the homing effect. Sometimes you don't want every bullet to have that homing. Sometimes you want it to be a little bit more muted on many of your shots. Fuck. Good lord. Hyperlight Blaster. Hard light. What I also like about this is that we have a synergy. Oh my god, the mute is broken once again. So we have a synergy, and also, whenever we use our Shadow Clone, we might get more ammo back. It gains homing. Oh, lovely. So, like, I might just be able to, you know, pop out a Shadow Clone, and then if my shots land... No, we don't get extra ammo back. Okay. I really thought we would. That's okay. I don't need to get more ammo back in the Hyperlight. The amount of ammo that we have is perfectly acceptable, but it would have been cool if we did. It's a great gun. Does a lot of damage. We have slower enemy bullets. It's a little weird to me that that skull managed to make it around, but I guess I was holding the slowdown menu and that may have altered the trajectory of the skull to an extent. Also, I still have Railgun. Haven't even used the gun once. Really should for the Lich fight at least. I could just use... I can use the Shadow Clone to hit the dragon with the alien engine. That's amazing. I didn't even think about that. That's fantastic. So I discovered that you get insane RNG after a few rainbow runs and then take a break. I mean, you may have just gotten lucky, Will Tafty. Nothing saying you didn't get good RNG, but maybe you just got a little bit lucky too. You never know. I just realized that the synergy with Cat Claw, it's kind of an interesting one, because ideally, you never want to use that synergy on bosses when that would be when it's the most fun, right? Being able to just get hit on purpose and then spawn a lot of bullets, but you never want to get hit on a boss fight. It kind of does make it a little bit more muted of a synergy, situational potentially. It's a nice effect to have, of course, but whatever. You're never really gonna want to use it all the time. If there was some kind of cross-run magnificence stat, that would be quite a discovery. Gale Guy, we already know that something like that exists in Enter the Gungeon. The game itself calls it... oh, fuck, what was it? It calls it... differentiation? I just call it item memory. There is a little bit of that in the game. It affects items and actual individual rooms that you get, so that you get different room layouts every time that you play the game. But, you know, something like that does kind of exist a little bit. Thanks, homing shots! Oh. You know what? Egg me, boys. Egg me. Give me those eggs. Egg murderer. Alright, got a lot of ammo back from that. That's great. That's great! Oh, Lord. Maybe I should not be so dumb with my dodge rolls, and then I wouldn't have to, like, yell and scream and holler when I feel like I'm about to take some damage. The item memory was only the last run. So, differentiation has different levels of application upon the game. It has a primary level where the game tries its damned hardest to make sure that 2 runs in a row have none of the same items. It can still happen. You know, if you get a shop, it can override it. If you get like a Cindergrace chest, it can still override it. Your Paradox Start can override it, whatever. But it tries its hardest. The game tries its hardest to make sure that subsequent runs do not have the same items. And then on top of that, there is a secondary mechanic where the game does track how long it's been, I think, since you've picked up an item, and it tries to make it select items that you haven't had in a long time, right? Oh, well, you haven't had this item in 20 runs. Maybe we should give it to you. And that's actually the reason why I tend to get Finished Gun on, like, every 3rd run, is because I haven't picked up Unfinished Gun in 100 runs, because it doesn't exist in the game anymore, but the game still tracks it. Every time Finished Gun drops, 9 out of 10 times it's because it's dropping Unfinished Gun, because the game, the internal differentiator, is saying, hey, it's been a while since I tried to give you Unfinished Gun, I'm gonna give it to you again. I'm pretty sure that's what's going on there. So I'm pretty sure the game has a couple of different levels of tracking items and rooms and such like that. Oh, bad dodge roll. Remove Unfinished Gun and replace it with Mimic Gun. That would be a lot of fun. Your confused Unfinished Gun still exists. Yeah, it does. It technically still does, but whenever it drops, the game replaces it. Whenever it drops from a broken chest, whenever it appears in a shop, whenever it appears from a chest that you open, it gets replaced by Finished Gun. There might still be bugs in where in some situations it doesn't get replaced, but 9 times out of 10 it gets replaced. It's supposed to get replaced anyways. The fix for Finished Gun would be to remove Unfinished Gun from the item pool. That would be correct. Actually, the fix for Finished Gun would be to just make Unfinished Gun not have such a preference to be dropped. You know, you can still leave it in the item pool, that way you can still get it from brown chests and whatnot. Whoops. The proper fix, I think, that what they would be going for would just be to make it so that the Unfinished Gun doesn't have that item memory applied to it, that differentiation that's trying to give you the gun every run. You know, because that's the annoying thing that's causing it to not behave correctly. Oh well, you know, we've talked about this before. That's why I don't take finished gun. Unfinished gun is hot garbage. It is! That's not the point. The point is that the system is not working as intended. I don't know how we got on that conversation, but... Hey, we got a dog! One room away before the boss fight, dog? You know, honestly, if you give me anything at this point, I'll consider myself grateful and thankful. And lucky. The dog did not pay out, which means he's probably not going to. Thank you, dog. Yeah, Abe, aw shit, here we go again. Well, ducks it is. You know what? We got a blanks. Got him. Dog 2 OP. Did dog give me HP? No, I think we just got armor dropped. That was weird. Someone in chat finished unfinished gun. Abe, aw shit, here we go again. There you go, yeah. It is working as intended. No, it's not. The item being replaced is working as intended. The fact that it appears every 3 runs is not working as intended. I'd like to try to flawless him, you know. It wasn't the dog that gave me armor, and no, you cannot pet the dog in combat, unfortunately. It's not the dog that gave me armor, it's armor synthesizer that gave me the armor. I thought for a minute the dog gave me a heart, but we were at full health, so it couldn't have been a heart. Oh, here come the duck eggs. Look at all the eggs! My children are coming! Dogs be slapping that lich. Yup. Ah, this is a good run. Clone, always a pretty good item. We took a little bit of dumb damage on like chamber 4 or something. Had a bit of a brain aneurysm, I suppose. It's a good run, though. And yes, I did go off on another finished gun tangent. It's gonna happen whenever it's asked in chat. I'll stop from now on, you know. If I'll make like a Twitch command and I'll just exclamation mark finished gun. And that way it will explain my thoughts and opinions and feelings without having to actually go through it myself. But a good run, lots of curse meant a lot of extra damage at the end. Glacier, railgun, plus the synergy with the Scrambler and the light gun made for a pretty cool set of guns to use on boss fights. We were able to kind of pick and choose what we wanted on which boss fight, which was a lot of fun. Good run all the way around. And for those of you on YouTube, thank you very much for watching. Like the video if you've enjoyed it, subscribe for more. Check me out on Twitch for when I go live. Support me on Twitch, Patreon, and Streamlabs. And I hope to see you here again for the next run of Enter the Gungeon.